Can you hear? Oh, you gotta adjust them for your big head.
Oh
I
man.
have a hat on, right? I'll put that as the intro. Because you're a big head.
I feel like
Roll the music.
welcome back to Mastodonnoises. If this is your first time, welcome in. You're going to tune in not for an interview today and not for any news. So today is a special episode and we're just returning into talking to you and doing this podcast. I don't think that we gave up on it. We're just juniors and it's been a lot lately in industrial design. For anyone who's a sophomore right now, I wish you the best for next semester.
Yes.
I wish upon you resilience and strength to get it through and to feel proud of your art. Feel proud of your art. I think accepting that we're students and doing good work and kind of like being okay with where we are has been difficult for me. I don't know if you guys can relate to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, everything that's going on. Like, the administration's been asking, because they've been seeing, when we first started the semester, literally the first thing that everyone said was, I think on the second day, I got a text from a student that said, all right, I'm done. When's break? I'm all set.
No,
all set. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
The ice. I'm all set.
Aaron, say something.
Something.
Oh, you son of a gun.
Say it in Spanish now.
Algo.
But it's just, I don't know I think it's the transition from we had a problem when we went from normalcy to remote, and now coming out of that, we're also having problems. You'd think it'd be easier, but it's not. And I think everyone's just burnt out. I mean, I don't know what you think, Aaron, but it just feels like even since the beginning, I've been burnt out since spring break. Even before that, I've been burnt out. But what do you think?
Well, personally, I was very excited before school started because I was I'm going to get back into things and get work done, learn more, experience a lot more. But yeah, I agree. After the first few weeks, it was kind of taking a toll on me, given the amount of work that I was giving. And although I was enjoying what I was learning, enjoying what I was working on, it was kind of tough to continue to push through with the mindset I want to keep that drive, I want to keep that excitement to move forward.
Right. I mean, we're moving back to what we like to call a new normal.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that people get the well-deserved rest that they need over the summer. The imposter syndrome starts to fade away because when you think about it, that's been hearing the most is this semester too, is people not thinking they belong here, people thinking that their art isn't all that, and it's well, one, you're in school, you're here to learn, so you may not be the best at something right away, and that's perfectly fine. It's all about your growth, not how good you are at it from the get-go. But also you got in here, and the acceptance rate isn't 80%. There's still competition, and I know plenty of people who've been denied from here.
Like me.
Right. You got denied at first.
Yeah.
So it's not a everyone gets in kind of deal. It is still, there are still qualifications, and everyone here has met them. And the best you can do is, we're in school, we're here to learn. And I think that it took me a long time to realize that.
Yeah.
It took a beat before I even got into my major, because I was not not a perspective drawer. I have to be now, like a life drawer and all that. So it took a bit, but it's gonna. Sophomore year is hard for those first years because you're in your major for the first time. It's a whole different workflow,
Mm-hmm.
and you're entering a whole new culture. Every department has their own sort of culture and how they vibe. So it all depends. But I think this has been great. This has been fun. This is our 5th episode.
Yeah, I think so.
We've had a lot
Yeah.
to get it sort of going. I mean,
We had an interview for today. It just didn't work out.
it just didn't
we
work out. There was
were
a
locked out.
scheduling issue and getting access to the studio, and we
Yes.
couldn't get it in time. But
And we'll get better. We have a graphic designer,
we do.
Maverick, the king himself, is gonna be doing our graphics. You're gonna see better logos, better Instagram posts, like a more consistent kind of things, work, images, visuals, and that's very exciting. I didn't get a chance to get Maverick here with us today, but next episode definitely.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to take a minute to congratulate President Intapa for being re-elected for
Thank
the
you.
4th time on a row.
I know. I mean, the last 3 times I haven't exactly had competition, but the first time I did, so I was going up for that. But I mean, 2 terms on the board of trustees, and this will be my 2nd term as president. Looking forward to continue the work. We did a lot this year.
Yeah.
We did a lot of work, and it was not in vain, and we got a lot done, and it actually reflected. One of the biggest things we did was getting the washers replaced in Treehouse and Artist Residence. That was a big push from SGA, and that was a lot of work done from Secretary Ahern with Link, and getting that addressed and getting all that done.
Can you read the other names and say congratulations to the other people?
Yeah, so we have the SGA Executive Board this year. This was the first time we actually have a near full e-board in 3 years.
That's awesome.
Like right off the gate. Obviously we've said my role, but for Vice President, Dan Miskevich, class of 2024 in illustration, will be returning in his role of Vice President. Treasurer, and she's going to hate me for mispronouncing her last name probably, is Nikki Watley, class of 2024 for illustration as well. Student trustee, Nicholas Thompson, class of 23 in photo and sim, will be joining us. And media coordinator, Lila Pudlow, class of 24 in fashion, will be returning in her role. And the secretary role is vacant, and we're hoping to get that filled by the end of the semester, so that way we will go into the summer. These terms do not start until June 1st, with the exception of the trustee, who will start Nick won't start in his role until July 1st.
Oh,
It's offset because it's a whole different
kind
trustee
of thing.
whole thing. It's whack, but that will happen then. So by July 1st, we'll have a new e-board, and this is the first time there has been consistency, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's just been me, Laura, Maureen, and Jamie kind of ever since our first year. So it'll be nice to return and have a majority the same e-board and work with, not have to meet new people and work with the same people that we've been doing. And you know, I love meeting new people, but when it comes time to, like, if we're trying to carry an initiative from this year, it's a lot easier. But I'm super stoked to work with these individuals and to appoint a secretary, because that's one of the things that is in the president's power, is to appoint a secretary. So we'll be conducting interviews and reaching out.
Whoa, time out. Hold on a second. Hello, everyone. This is John coming to you from my cellular device. So at the time that this podcast was recorded, it was recorded during either finals or a few days before finals. And this is why that there's a delay, and also why I talk a little bit about the secretary search. Well, because it's delayed, I now have the opportunity to tell you that that search was done, and that I am happy to announce that Haley Rivas, class of 2024 for fashion, has been appointed to serve as the secretary of the Student Government Association for the 2022 to 2023 academic year. I'm super stoked to have her, and I am super stoked to work with this great group of people in this upcoming academic year. All right, back to the podcast. Thank you for my interruption. All right, thanks for listening.
Which will be nice. I think the only role I can appoint is the student trustee, and that's by Massachusetts state law.
Oh.
Because they have to be appointed a certain way.
By voting.
But enough about that. I'm
Yes.
super excited to continue that work, holding people accountable, holding departments accountable,
Yes.
and working towards a more communicative institution. The current administration is super open to doing that, and working with Mary, Bob Perry, Howie LaRose, all of them has been super just continuing that work.
You should do ASMR, Aaron.
I don't feel like loading the ad.
Would I be a good candidate?
So while we're on the topic of shout-outs, shout out to Kubo, who's the artist who created 1998, which is our intro song, and then the one that Aaron remixed for the outro song. Remix. But I met Kubo through the artist Liu, who you may have heard his hit single Suffer With Me, which was big on TikTok in 2019, and I got to know Liu and then met Kubo because of it. And Kubo's been actually he's been getting a lot of recognition, which is super cool, and
That's
has been
awesome.
great. And in my personal work, the both of them have been really great in letting me use their music. But 1998 can be found on, I believe, only Spotify and iTunes right now.
Okay.
He's been sort of taking some stuff away and revamping his work, but you can see his latest single, which was In the Dark, which was just released, and I believe he has a few things being released. On SoundCloud, you can find, Liu spearheaded a new digital music festival called
wow.
Clone Chord, which is about giving people opportunities to play and do all these kinds of things, and I was gracious enough to do some of the visual work on the first Clone Chord for Never and Mirage's sets. But networking outside of here has been great, and working with the two of them, Kubo being in Slovakia, and sort of having a different perspective on music, and as he works through it. But I just wanted to shout them out for being great guys and allowing us to use their work.
That's awesome. Yes. Thank you, Kubo. We really appreciate you.
Yeah. And also tuning in. I see you're listening.
Yeah.
I see that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's very cool. I think it would be interesting for us to interview ourselves like we do with the guests.
Yeah.
And kind of go over the questions. Obviously, it's going to be a little different, but yeah. So this is an interview of Aaron, John, and Wheezy, which is me, obviously, because you guys don't sound Brazilian, no offense. Maybe.
Maybe.
Do you want to say the thing you say when you say you're Brazilian?
Nah, I don't want to embarrass myself.
That is respectable. Okay, so what did you have for breakfast today, guys?
For me, I went down to Kennedy, and Chef David made me some great scrambled eggs with some veggies in it, and then some sausage and tater tots because they were out of the home fries.
I didn't really have breakfast.
Uh-oh.
I got up, left my house, arrived here for my shift at the COVID testing site. Thank you to the 5 people who set up appointments to get tested. It was nice seeing some people have some company, because I'm on my own since we don't need that many people now. And actually during work, I took out a mini apple pie from my bag and ate it in the middle of my shift.
That is beautiful.
That was my breakfast.
A mini apple pie. Okay, that you brought from home.
Indeed.
Oh,
Yes.
That's very amazing. Well, now you know, go get tested on Thursdays and keep Aaron company, and also help him keep his job. We do not pay Aaron,
Oh my gosh.
so it is important. We need to help him help us. What do you do? Oh, I have to say it.
Yeah, you have to answer.
Come on.
Come on.
I'm sorry. For breakfast today, I had a little bit of soy milk and oat milk,
Oat milk?
because they didn't have soy milk, which is kind of disappointing because I was kind of looking forward to it. Had oat milk. I had a bagel with butter, and then I had yogurt with things on it,
Like a parfait.
perhaps. Yeah, I had a very big breakfast today.
You have to. It's the
Wow.
most important meal of the day.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not always super. I didn't finish the whole thing at once, but in class I was like eating it. Yeah. So what do you do at Mass Art?
I am the current Student Government Association president and Open Educational Resource Ambassador for the school. Next year, I will be a resident assistant in the artist residence.
Hell yeah.
Also on the student government in the role of president. Hopefully again with OER, we're not sure. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do on campus.
Well, this has already been said like multiple times, but I'm the guy you see at the COVID testing site wearing an Adidas hat, or wearing all Adidas actually.
Yes.
And who usually does the printing, label, sticking on test tube process pretty quick because I've done it for so long.
Right.
Yes. You've been
And
there since the beginning. We talked about this before.
You're one of the OGs.
Yeah,
We did.
OG. Yeah, I remember seeing you there on a Saturday.
on a Saturday in a trailer.
Oh
Wow.
man.
I remember.
Yes.
I remember the trailer.
I remember.
Wow.
I only was at the trailer one time, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then it was
And
posted.
I'm a student as well. Those are
Yes.
like the two things
A
at
junior.
Mass Art that I do.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm a student too. I go
You
here.
are a student,
That's right.
John. For me, I am a resident assistant at Treehouse, which I'm gonna also be next year, perhaps. No, for sure.
Yeah, you got
I
the
got the
job.
job. I don't know what floor yet. At Treehouse again. Spoiler alert. But probably with no one listening to this, because it's gonna be all first years. Yes. I'm also vice president of IDSA for Mass Art. We're still getting back into becoming a real chapter, but I'm also a student, a junior in industrial design. At least I try to think of myself as a young designer student, but sometimes I don't feel that way. I'm also, that's it, right? No, I mean, I run the podcast.
Well, you started the podcast. It was.
I
this is
started
your
the podcast. It
child.
is my podcast.
Started.
Yes. Is there anything
The
else I do?
founder.
I feel like there was something else I did. Perhaps not.
You buy Laffy Taffies.
I do buy Laffy Taffies. In fact, I am the sole purchasers of banana Laffy Taffies in the school store. I took out all of their storage. Like, what do you call, like, took all the
Their stock.
stock? Yes,
Yeah.
they're out of stock. It's because of me. Come fight me. Actually, no. Let's unite, because yes, if you like banana Laffy Taffies like I do,
It's the supreme one.
it is
the
indeed. It
best.
is indeed. We don't want to hear you, Aaron.
If we had a poll, I'd definitely ask, be like, hey, which Laffy Taffy flavor is the best?
Okay.
We can listen on Spotify. There will be a poll in
Yes.
the podcast. Which is the best Laffy Taffy flavor?
Yes.
I vote for Wheezy with banana because that's the only one I've ever had. Don't give me that face. They can't see it. But don't you give me that face.
Yeah.
Give me that.
Well, that's what I do. So, how long do you spend in traffic to get to work / Mass Art?
So I've had a different experience every year.
Yes.
I commuted from home from Medford, Massachusetts, my first and second year. My first year I took the train, and that used to take about an hour via Green Line to Orange, and then via Orange to Green, and then straight Orange was about 45. And then my second year I drove in because I didn't want to take the train during COVID, and if I didn't have to, and I think that was about, depended on traffic, 20-30 minutes in.
Okay.
But now I live across the street, so it's about a 5-minute walk.
I don't.
Well, I've commuted to Mass Art my whole time here, and it's changed as of late because there has been a new Green Line extension stop opened up in
Really?
Union Square. So I literally just have to get on that train, well, walk to it first, get on that train, takes about like 30 minutes, and then drops me off like right in front of Mass Art because it's the Heath Street train on the Green Line.
Yeah.
But before that, I would have to take a bus to the Orange Line, and then from Orange Line, get on at Sullivan all the way until Ruggles, walk a bit, and then arrive at school. And it's weird because both of them take the same amount of time for me to arrive from home to school, so it's anywhere between 45 to an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, because we took the same. Because I would also, when I took straight orange from Malden to Ruggles, and it's like the same thing. It's like either you're in the train for an hour or you're out, but then you walk. So like if you sprint, maybe it's a few minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I also had a couple different experiences. Maybe not so much, but like I used to commute for my first 2 years at Mass Art, and that was about 1 hour and a half to Newton.
Right.
That's where I'm living. That's where my parents live. And then this year, since I'm a resident assistant, I live on campus. And yeah, I just kind of crossed the street. But for a drive, so I didn't used to drive, but sometimes my parents would pick me up. It's like sometimes less than 20 minutes of a drive. Oh, did you get the thing?
Is it sticky?
Ew.
Who's got something sticky on this table?
Ew.
Is there... Oh, you son...
Whoever was using the sound studio last and ate gooey stuff
Oh,
and
yeah.
left it here for us, shame on you.
Oh, my God.
Unless you're 5 years old, I have no respect for your attitude, young person. On that note, I guess the next question would be like, what attracted you about Mass Art when you first considered applying to it, perhaps? I don't know, but tell me something different. I feel like, I don't know, I like the questions and I think they're helpful for like people that we're interviewing, but maybe not so much about us.
Well, I can tell you what made me choose. So like
Yes.
my story is storytelling for designers. My story is I was a props designer.
Okay.
I was a wanting psychology major to then film video major to then communication design to then props.
That's a lot.
Because what happened was I liked the idea of imagining something in your head and then having it
Yes.
like that just
Yeah.
threw me away. And I was a theater kid, so I was like, oh, props. So I was actually going to be a props major, applying to, I believe, BU
Yeah.
was and a few other schools in the area that did it. Oh, Emerson. It was Emerson.
Oh,
was the,
Emerson,
Emerson was
yes.
the big one.
They do prop making?
They do props design, yeah.
That's very cool. I didn't know that.
It's a big theater school. They do a lot
Yeah.
of like radio and theater, and so that was my top choice. But in my guidance counselor info session, like where we were talking,
Yeah.
she was like, "There's this school called Mass Art. And, like, the art school, they got to have like a theater program. Like, check them out."
Yeah.
And I didn't, but I saw this like thing called industrial design. I was like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
So then
What is that?
I didn't know what it was, and then I was watching Adam Savage
Yeah.
get a tour of the Jim Henson Museum.
Isn't he gonna be here soon? The
As-
library talk?
No, that's Adam Savage. Adam Savage is from
Huh?
Mythbusters. It's a different guy.
Oh.
different
What's-
last name.
What's the first one?
Adam Savage.
What was the second one?
Adam Savage. Savage.
Okay.
So it's a different. No, so Adam Savage from Mythbusters.
Yes.
Was getting a tour of the Jim Henson exhibit, and at one point they said one of the props or puppeteers designer was
Yeah.
an industrial designer, and he came into this field. And I said, "Oh, that's that word again."
Yeah.
So I looked up what was ID, and I was making furniture, and I was doing lighting design.
Yes, because you're a maker.
Right, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's all the things that I want to make in one major." The Medford Maker. So I still toured it.
Yes.
So I toured Mass Art first, and they showed off student work, and like they were showing what they can do, and like all this. And then I toured Emerson, and they didn't in the first presentation, which
Oh,
I found
wow.
very odd. And this isn't a shot at Emerson. This is just my
Yeah.
and.
Different kind of schools.
It was very different, and I really liked that I saw Mass Art artwork right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then it came time to costs, and I commuted. I didn't want to live on campus. Emerson would have made me live on campus, and it was $50 grand a
Right.
semester, I think, at the
Ooh.
time, or $50 grand a year, something
Yeah.
like that, for a props degree, or 14 for in-state commuting for an industrial design degree. And
Yeah.
it was, all right, what can I do more with? And I was like, I could be a props designer, or if I decide to do furniture, or if I decide to do product, but I'm getting that for less. And so that's what got me here. And like as I learned more about ID, obviously, like now I've fallen into a lot of the UX UI stuff that I had no idea we did. But literally it was just like process of elimination. And then Mass Art was the only school I applied to, and I gave my guidance counselor white hairs to the point where when my sister was applying to college, she was
Yeah.
like, please do not apply to one. Like, I've gone through it and it worked for him,
Yeah.
but please don't do that. And she didn't.
That's good.
Because she's good. But
And you're not good.
I'm not good. I'm awful. I'm a
Yes.
pain in the butt.
Yeah, really.
But that's how I found out about it.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Can we be thankful that Mass Art, although money is money,
Yeah.
Mass Art is very affordable.
I mean, it's in the history of the institution.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why it was created. Like, they came from making them, the state legislature making it free to learn how to draw. And they wanted that coming out of the Industrial Revolution. They wanted to have in-house designers and in-house sort of industrial designers and teachers and illustrators. So that's what this college was founded on, those values, was get an affordable education so that people weren't leaving Massachusetts. And like, that's my interpretation of it. So continuing those core values, I mean, at SGA we looked at all the other ACAD schools, tuition and fees, and it was insane, like compared to here.
It
but
is.
no, we're very fortunate that, I mean, higher education is not affordable anywhere you go. Right, like for the you know, just for that average population, it is not.
Yeah.
And it will follow us.
I was listening to a podcast and apparently there's like 3 trillion. Is trillion like more than million billions? Dollars in like student debt.
Yeah.
You know, so that's kind of nuts. Even if you can go to school, you can't do it by affording it. You have to give yourself a big old debt. And for a little illegal immigrant that I was when I first started Mass Art, I was very thankful that I was able to work hard and pay for my own education.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't even able to get those debt.
You weren't able to get federal aid because
which now like it's different obviously, but like I was very, very thankful for Mass Art for like allowing me to get it, and also for being very welcoming considering the circumstances. Because I got a big old like note from Wentworth being like, you can't be here, we need you to do co-ops and you're illegal, so and so what about you, Aaron?
I mean, it kind of ties down to like how much I was able to spend on school in general, because my parents weren't even able to help out with anything. So I was just very thankful in general when I did receive like my first few scholarships senior year of high school, which really helped out. And then I believe last semester, like, I was notified that I got another scholarship from Mass Art, which I have yet to like figure out like where I got it from exactly.
Could have been foundation. So the Mass Art Foundation is like a bunch of rich people who help with that kind of stuff, and they like give people in good academic standing.
You should whisper and say, "Thank you, rich people."
Thank you, rich people.
I really am uncomfortable right now. I didn't mean to interrupt, but if it says like a foundation scholarship, the foundation is made up of a bunch of contributors who put money towards the institution.
Yes. Hopefully one day that's gonna be us.
Yeah.
It's cool.
But
I don't.
Did you
I don't
already
have to
wanna-
worry about like paying for college. Although I did at one point.
Yeah.
But now I don't have to like anymore at all. So
That's good.
thankful for that.
Good job. Yeah. That made me think of something. What did you write about on your essay for applying to schools?
Did we even have to do an essay?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what did I write? Oh, I know what I wrote about. I remember now.
Yeah.
I wanted you guys to talk first though, because I've been sort of leading it, because I don't want to take over the
That's
spotlight.
fine.
Okay, I'll be honest. The structure of my paper was from when I was applying to Pratt Institute.
Okay.
So I basically took that structure and just like
Yeah.
submitted it for Mass Art, and I basically like talked about like an accident that I had when I was like younger.
Yeah.
And also like my interest in art in general, and how like those intertwined, and what I wanted to do moving forward in the future basically is what I wrote about.
That's really cool. I wrote about how getting rejected was like a really good experience for me because I got the chance to work a job and like learn about the trade of dishwashing, and how I don't know. I think I was very thankful and grateful for things back then. I wasn't this hater that I am nowadays, but and I was very just thankful for being able to get a chance to work, get a chance to meet the people that I met, and a chance to learn and become a better person. And
Can you imagine if they just said, "Want to learn more?"
Yeah.
Reject.
Yeah, keep working.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I improved my art a lot too. How about you, John?
I wrote about the props industry.
Yeah.
And I wrote about the importance of moving away from CGI and really honing in on original props. And I talked about like the first, like the lightsaber and all that, like how like and the Michael Myers mask like fascinated me on how they were made and the story behind it, and the fact that they started off as like the lightsaber was a camera flash that they modified. It was the Graflex, and then the Michael Myers mask was the William Shatner mask that they just opened the eye holes and painted white and dyed the hair and ripped off the sideburns. So I talked about how like these iconic things in our culture and in the entertainment industry and in the arts were from props, and basically like the importance of why I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Because at the time that's really all I had interest in doing was props design.
That's cool. So, what is one thing that was surprising and you learned about mass art? Or just one surprising thing that you didn't expect was going to happen in your college experience?
We didn't have a theater program. No, I'm kidding. We have a theater program.
That's a good point, though.
I was really surprised by that, but then I sort of, I don't know. I looked into it. I was surprised to find out that it's the first public art institution to give a degree in the nation, and that we still hold that. I think there's one other institution that can proudly say that they do that. That's public. But I think that's what surprised me the most was how much history is here in Massachusetts, and I lived 20 minutes away from here, like by car, and never heard of it. Like it never came up in any art lessons or anything.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
I was always involved with the arts, but like I found out on a whim from my guidance counselor, just said, try this place, they might have a theater program. But I had never heard of it, and I told that to admissions, and I said, like, I live 30 minutes away, and with the history that we have and how involved I was with some of the art stuff, there's no reason why I shouldn't have not have known. No, there's no reason why. Yeah, there's no reason why I shouldn't have known what this place was.
I think how much I enjoy being here. Like I knew I was gonna enjoy going to mass art to some extent, but I didn't know like to what measure.
Yeah.
And just like being here, and especially in industrial design in particular, like how much I've fallen in love with just learning about the major in general, and then also connecting with the people in my grade as well, including you two, has made the experience like that much more enjoyable. So I'd say that's what surprised me the most, how much I've enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, Aaron and I used to just chill on 10 until like they kicked us out, pretty much blaring "Livin' La Vida Loca" like through a little Ryobi amplifier that I brought for some reason. I forget why. And also him popping out and scaring the daylights out of me.
That jump scare.
Yeah, I think I've seen the video.
Yeah, there's a video of me giving my partner Sophia a tour of the 10th floor and showing them the floor, and I was taking a video, and I panned it back to me so I could say something, and I thought Aaron was in the spray room, but he was sitting to the right, and he went, "You ready?" And I went, "Yeah!" And just like literally like the light flashed before my eyes. I remembered things that I forgot that I would ever remember. You know what I mean? Like I was like, this is it. I had my whole life played through, and then I realized it was just Aaron.
It was just Aaron.
But then it also made me wonder who was in the spray room. I still
don't
know who was in the spray room because it was running, and I thought we were the only two up there, which is why I reacted because I didn't hear the elevators ding.
That's scary.
It is scary.
It was the ghost of Industrial design.
Industrial design themselves.
Yeah, industrial design themselves. Hell yeah.
Design industrial.
Yes.
What about you? What was the most surprising thing?
I don't know. Well, industrial design was a surprising thing. I was gonna go for architecture, and then I took an architecture class, and I was like, I can't do this for my whole life.
They do a lot.
I can't. But then Paul, which is the head of the department, I don't know if he's still head of the department. I think he is.
I think so.
I know he was like on and off for when I was the first year, but he was like, "Oh, it's because you didn't take the class with me." And I was like, "Okay."
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? Can you imagine? But anyways, I went industrial design, learning about industrial design. I think making friends, as sad as it sounds, was kind of surprising for me. As my first year, I didn't really have any friends at MassArt.
Same.
And I think that finding such a tight community in industrial design, not only industrial design, I feel like I'm privileged that I got the chance to meet a lot of really, really good people at MassArt. And more I got to meet people and they're just like super awesome. And I feel like in my first year, I didn't think that was going to happen. I felt very excluded from everything and everyone. Also because I was a commuter, I'm sure you guys can kind of relate to that.
Yeah.
Kind of having to miss out on things.
Well, even just other ID folks, like I shouldn't say I didn't have friends first year. I did. Nick Curtis was my guy. He's great. I love him.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. For
it's
me, it was
different,
lunchbox friends, you know, like.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Because we both commuted, so I mean, we had every class together, so we'd see each other in class and we'd talk, and we were buddies then, and did a few things outside, but. Like going to Kennedy, like how we do now. Yeah. How tightly, I get exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, Aaron didn't want to be friends with me.
That's a lie. That's a lie. I still am a shy person in general, but like.
Yeah, he thought he was better than me. He was like, I'm the better Latino. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I don't know exactly why, but it was difficult making friends back then. But now, like, it's awesome. And I feel like any opportunity I have, like, I try to be friendly, but maybe not as much. That was surprising. I think that now maybe, I don't know, maybe we can talk a little bit about our future plans for the semester and maybe the podcast even. Yeah. Since it's my podcast, perhaps I should start talking. I don't know. What do you... Okay.
You don't even have to say anything anymore. You can just talk
just me?
For the rest of
just me? Okay.
If you want.
Yeah.
No. No. So I think that one of the things that I've been very, very excited about is the fact that we're like working on new logos and new graphics for the podcast. I think that's going to help us really promote it more. If you're listening to this either after like a couple months and you're like getting into the podcast, I'm really happy that you're here and I've been waiting for you for a long time.
We've been expecting you.
Yes.
Please take a seat.
We've been waiting.
Aaron, go back in the booth.
No. But I think for you who do listen like every supposedly bi-weekly when we post, I think that it's going to be a lot more exciting. You're going to see more posters about it, more flyers about it. I think that we should wait until next semester because Maverick is busy, we're busy, and I think that there's no need to push it. Yeah.
It'll be all rolled out for season 2.
Yeah, and then we're going to promote it heavily. I think you're going to see at least one of us at least 2 or 3 times on Kennedy or DMC giving out flyers and being obnoxious so you can learn about the podcast. Yeah. That was my plan since the beginning. Things just kind of got out of hand. I have a long list of people that I want to have here. Someone mentioned that we should interview the nude models and kind of like hear about their perspective about like working at the school. I think that would be interesting. Sunny actually gave me that idea, so thank you, Sunny. I have a couple people that I still want to have here. Like I want to have Dee, Joe, and also like Maureen, Jamie. Andrea, who was supposed to be here today, but the door wasn't open, so I struggled with that. And, you know, a lot more people. And maybe we'll start bringing some people back to season 2 and talk about stuff. So that's very exciting. I'm excited for the podcast. I've been busy, but I really want to make this a thing. I think in the future, if you do like the podcast and you're not going to be graduating soon, maybe be on the lookout because we're going to be needing more people because the 3 of us are going to be seniors.
Yeah.
And I want this podcast to have a life of its own. I don't want it to die with me, because otherwise, what was the point?
Right.
So, I want people to keep at it, and I hope that we can find people to kind of like
Yeah.
take it over, with time.
Yeah, and it being a student government group, you just put in a budget request so that way if we can't get access to this room, because it does fill quick, it is a communal space,
Yes.
that we will be able to record, and though we put in a request to get 2 microphones and 2 headphones,
Yeah.
so that they can be recorded pretty much anywhere where it's kind of quiet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I'm excited to see your vision. I mean, I've been very excited to see your vision come to life. It's really cool to see. Again, I mean, from my perspective on SGA, we've had 3 or 4 groups this academic year alone begin and already start thriving pretty much right off the bat. Mastodon Noises, Climbing Club,
Yes.
Zine Scene. I mean, like, it's been... It's refreshing.
It is refreshing.
It's beautiful. Godine, EventWorks, everyone just really Bird Club just really.
Mm-hmm.
Those aren't new, and Bird Club's pretty new, but
Really?
yeah, Bird Club started last year, I
That's
believe.
cool.
But
Yeah.
like seeing them active and doing things, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
and-
It's awesome.
And seeing this get traction, and to see your success with this whole thing has been great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to season 2, whenever that may be.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
So we can talk about the summer and
Should we do summer episodes? It would be a great opportunity to get together and maybe
Yeah.
talk about things. Maybe we can switch a little the topics that we talk about.
right.
But for those who do listen to us, would you like to hear? Say it in whispering.
Would you like summer episodes? Possibly one with ASMR.
No, we're not.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. But yeah,
It's like a sound effect.
yeah. Let us know if you'd like, because the summer episodes wouldn't have guests; it'd just be us kind of talking and rambling. But if
Yeah.
that'd be something you'd be interested in, then that'd be season 2. And then if not, season 2 would be the fall.
Yeah.
But also maybe doing a live show at some point in the fall would be
Right. Live show. Would
Yeah.
it be interesting? Because it is about students. It is about mass art. So I think having actual student input and student voices would be great. So that's why also we got the microphones and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
look out to that for next semester.
Yeah, if people would be interested in, like us occupying either one of the lecture halls or whatever, and just talking and
Yeah.
having conversation, answering questions, I think that'd be a cool opportunity and something fun.
There's always a lot of stuff going on. Go to the event calendar. I know that our job is to tell you what events are going on, but we've been doing this for like 5 weeks. You know where to find the stuff. Check your emails. But once we come back, we're going to go back into doing the event. If you are hosting an event, let us know, and we'll promote it here. So, yeah. Is there any last words for today? Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
I think that's good.
Yeah, good reason. Good riddance.
No, not good riddance. That means we're getting rid of them.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, I think it's time to go.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Finish the semester well and healthy. Don't forget to drink water and feed yourself well. Give yourself time to sleep. Deadlines are a suggestion. They're not a deadline. So put yourself first, your work second, and yeah,
You got this.
you got this.
We're in the home stretch, people.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Adios.
Adios. Ciao.
See ya.